safety, please remain seated at all times with your hands and feet inside the monorail car. Parents, please supervise your children. They need to remain seated at all times for their personal safety. Make sure their hands are inside the monorail car. Hands inside the monorail car, guys. Now, this will be the most important instructions I also give you folks. Make sure everyone also fastens their seatbelts. Made you look. Psych. But as you cross the Bronx River, we'll travel 7,000 miles into Asia. We're going to be seeing animals from India to China, Cambodia, Nepal, Pakistan, and more. Now, Asia is a continent with the largest number of deer species. It's also known for its deer diversity. As we circle around here, we got some blue chickens and some Canadian geese. Now, these blue guys are our peafowls. They've kind of made the Bronx Zoo their home. Males are called peacocks, females are called peahens. If you look directly below, you see all these things lying on the ground that kind of look like sticks? That's the plumage of the males. Once the mating season is over, the males lose that beautiful plumage. So you could pretty much say that the guys let themselves go once they get the ladies. But if you look directly in front of you, right by the fence line, that is a beautiful Barashinga deer. Barashinga means 12 tined in the Hindi language because the males have 12 to 14 points on their antlers, sometimes up to 20 points. But do you know how much it costs to Bronx Zoo to acquire that beautiful male? It costs us $1. $1. American made. Now, once you pass this hut directly in front of you, get your cameras ready. Once you pass this hut, get your cameras ready. Because right here in this area, there's a squirrel. But anyway, usually happens is our deer and antelopes, they migrate to the back side of this meadow. We'll be approaching it within the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. Once we get there, I'll point them out to you. Now, when we hear that word extinction or extinct, the animal that may come to our minds is the dinosaur or the dodo bird. Next animal you're about to see, that's another Barashinka. The next animal you're about to see that were extinct in the wild, you can only find them in zoos. So be on the lookout for our Mongolian wild horses. And you folks in for a treat, see if you can spot our new baby here. His name is Kyle. Hey Kyle. Now, here at the Bronx Zoo, we have a large herd of Mongolian wild horses. They're well taken care of, they're well fed, they have more than enough room to graze. But did you notice something? They don't look too happy. Could you tell by the long faces? I got a million. Just getting warmed up. But again, these animals, they were extinct in the wild. However, the Bronx Zoo first acquired these animals in 1902. To date, we've had over 50 Mongolian wild horses born here. I believe Kyle is number 54. But because of successful breeding programs, they've been slowly reintroduced into areas of China and the Mongolian steppes. So happy story there. But we'll talk a little bit more about our Mongolian wild horses from our horse expert, Jonathan.
WCF. The Rhino.
Hi, farmers.
I'm Jonathan Slad, and I'm the Russia and Northeast Asia coordinator for the Wildlife Conservation Society. I believe that wildlife has a place on this earth, and my job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. There's Rafalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s. On a recent trip to Kazakhstan, I thought about the ongoing and successful efforts in that country to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs happy stories, to watch the impossible become possible, and to see hope restored. And that's what's happening today with Per Rafalski's horse.
Now this area directly in front of you is still part of our horse meadow. Again, we have a large herd, so they need more than enough room to graze. But as we move past our Mongolian wild horses, we'll be transitioning to our Gaurs. Now, Gaurs are the largest wild cattle on earth, and these animals are impressive. Males can weigh over 2,000 pounds, as much as a small car. 10 feet long and 6 feet tall. And because of their tremendous size, weight, and strength, the males can pretty much fight off anything, even tigers. You're going to see them all the way in the back. As we approach our Gaurs, we'll learn a little bit more about these amazing animals from a Gaur keeper here at the Bronx Zoo, Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave, a wild animal keeper here in Wild Asia. When the Bronx Zoo received 2 female and 1 male gaur from the San Diego Zoo, it took a couple of introductions before all the animals were comfortable. But after a little bit of time, the 3 new animals fully integrated into the herd, and we have the family that you see today. A family group of gaur can consist of up to 40 individuals and is typically led by an older adult female called the matriarch. Since the 2 females and 1 male have been added to this family, there have been a number of offspring. This is important because gaur are considered to be a vulnerable species, so it's vital to maintain a healthy growing herd here at the zoo.
And you can see the herd directly in front of you. We have a couple of babies here. And you may have heard in the commentary that these animals are threatened or vulnerable. And looking at them, you may say to yourself, well, what can threaten these massive animals? Actually, 2 things. Habitat loss and diseases from domestic cattle poses the greatest threat to these animals. But if you're interested and you want to learn what goes on behind the scenes in caring for these animals here at the Bronx Zoo, you might want to check out season 3 of the TV show The Zoo on Animal Planet. Now, as we move past our gaurs, you may notice quite a bit of noise coming directly behind you. If you take a quick peek, that's traffic coming from the Bronx River Parkway. Unfortunately, the Bronx Zoo does sit in the heart of a concrete jungle. You may notice these wooden fences here. These fences had to be erected to mitigate the noise coming from the Bronx River Parkway. Very, very important, because the next animal you're about to see is extremely elusive. So elusive, in fact, that at times